Hello, Polytopians. The Polytopia World Championship qualifiers are heating up as we move closer to the grand face-off. In the latest round, 2 more players have earned their spots among the best, ready to battle for glory in November. Today, we'll be showing you the Oumaji qualifier, won by Dreamlander, and the Hoodrick qualifier, taken by VTAT. First, we'll take you to the scorching Oumaji deserts, where you'll witness massive Rider Road battles. Then, we'll venture into the dense Hoodrick forests, where arrows fly from every direction, not to mention deadly catapults and terrifying knights. If you'd like to join the qualifiers, all the details are in the description. Let's dive into the action.
Hey everyone, MijiTube here, or Gato Azul if you prefer. Today we've got something special for you. We are checking out the Oumaji and Hoodrick World Championship qualifiers. I've got 2 awesome guests joining me today. Okay, let me add them. So first, Tolbby, you know him from his Sunday Polytopia streams. If you haven't yet, go sub to his channel. Links are down in the description and popping up in the chat in a moment. And also with us, Espark from Polychamps. She's the brain behind the Polychamps YouTube channel and a bunch of other cool Polytopia projects all over the internet. And she's also the official World Championships commentator. So give them a sub as well. Welcome, guys. Great to have you both here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This is fun.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, so exciting evening or day today for us. It will be Oumaji and Hoodrick. So let's kick things off with the Oumaji qualifier. Dreamlander took the win there. Tolbby, could you break it down for us? What happened in those final rounds? Who did Dreamlander have to take down to grab his victory?
Alrighty, so we pull up the correct ones. I had Hoodrick's pulled up already and not Oumaji's. There's the qualifier finals. Here we are. So to take it all off, Dreamlander started off in Group A, pulling off an amazing 8 points. That is going to be with 8 wins and 2 losses, playing against a lot of amazing names, such as Viking the Cat and Senior Evanos.
Senior Evanso.
Senior Evanso. I played a lot against them. I think I've lost every time against them as well.
Senior Evanso is very good. And Viking the Cat is one of the best pro players in Polytopia history. He's really good.
Yeah. Able to make it all the way into the semifinals.
See anything? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Sorry. I'll just add this. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we should be good now.
Yeah.
So, sorry. So first, let's go to the.
It looks like it's Dreamlander versus.
Yeah, so that's the group stage. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for the technical.
These guys. Okay, so these guys are all amazing. Senior Avanzo, Viking the Cat, like really, really good opponents here.
Mm-hmm. And so apparently it was 10 games and Dreamlander won 8 of them, same as Langoose and Rats, right?
Yep.
Dewey got like one less, but he qualified anyway. Okay, so what happened in the semifinals and the final?
So in the semifinals, he still ends up getting paired against Dewey, playing 3 very close games, but ended up being able to pull out 2 of the wins. And finally, it ends up in the finals against Rats, who should be a name that most Polytopians should know at this point, as he's qualified as probably the best.
Yeah.
And again, pulls off 2 very close victories against him. So
Yeah, so his
amazing
past,
matches.
yeah, wasn't an easy one.
A
Yeah,
bunch of
Rats
amazing
is
matches.
also one of the best Polytopia. Some people call him the GOAT. Some people call him like the best 1v1 live player like of all time. Rats is amazing.
Yeah, I'm very curious about Dreamlander because I don't think I've seen any of his games ever. So if he won against Rats, that's a huge thing.
We'll see.
So
We'll see how he pulls it off. We're gonna see, right?
I'm very curious. Okay. Are we ready, Tolbby, with the games?
We've got Oumaji's the game of Dreamlander versus where is it? Dreamlander versus Dewey. So this is part of the semifinals, and this is the first game that they ended up playing.
Mm-hmm.
Right over here, we have an actual pretty average spot between the two of them. All right, what is your take on this opening setup that we have over here?
I mean, I see that. Okay, so wait, orange is Dreamlander, and yellow is Dewey. Dewey's the host.
Yellow,
or I got it the other way.
Yellow. The host is Dreamlander, and he's yellow. Dewey is Raid Bottle.
So I see that orange has the possibility of going for a lighthouse, but a lot of times that's a mistake. We'll see later. Sometimes going for the lighthouse first delays your expansion. But for yellow, I see a resource indicator up there next to the mountain in the east. To me, you want to expand towards the middle of the map. You want to go for those resources.
Sounds great. And have you been able to play Oumaji recently with the new balance update? Have you been opened up with a Rider or Warrior recently?
I still do double Rider because I like to send them in tandem, but we'll talk about that.
We'll see what both of these players in the semifinals end up opening up with. Are this going to be Riders and Warriors, or are they going to be rushing for that organization? Without further ado, let's let them take their first steps. And immediately, turns out the resource was a lie, but takes the middle city between the two of them. That is going to be a huge advantage for Dreamlander right at the gates.
Yeah, I just want to say, I think Dreamlander is a fan of sending his riders in tandem. So he told me his approach with Oumaji is to keep his riders next to each other. So even in that scenario where the first rider doesn't find a village, he can use them together to uncover a village faster.
We're actually seeing a very interesting setup. Instead of sending all the riders towards the enemy, he's ended up sending not 1, not 2, but 3 riders here into the back. He's going to be picking up a village and 2 ruins. We're going to see if this really risky play is going to pay off.
Usually you don't like getting a sword from a ruin way in the back, but it takes a little time. It may pay off.
We're seeing that Explorer. We're going to turn off that shared fog. So now that we can have more vision between both players, we can see exactly what they're seeing. And right there, we get the lighthouse. We get vision of the player. We've got swordsmen from both players. And one picking up Klein. That's going to be Dewey, ready to start making the first offensive for the suburbs between the two players.
And Dewey's going on the water, getting a navy. That could be really strong if in the long run. So Dreamlander has to make a move. He's kind of stuck in the west, and I think he was telling me he's just like, all right, I'm going to throw everything at the capital.
That's a siege on the capital.
I'm just going to push towards the capital because I don't have another option.
We've got more presence on the water being established. 2 rafts and no Explorer. That is greed out the wazoo. He's going to be playing blind, saying, you know what? I see that you're here in the west. I've already got this water. I don't need vision. I already know that you are not on this water. That is such a huge gambling play.
Yeah, he chooses not to go in the water. Like I said, he's just throwing everything at the capital.
Another workshop.
We'll see if it pays off.
That's 2 units, 3, all attacking the swordsman on the mountains. He's at half health, but inside those borders, He's going to heal up to 15. We're currently at, what is that? 4 cities to 5? There's an explorer picking up another one of those lighthouses. Can he get one more? Come on, just a little to the east. Is going to be betrayed. We've got one more ruin going to be picked up for Dewey here in the far east, but it is a 6-4 city game with one player having absolutely no water access. The only access he has, bop-a-bop, 1, bop-a-bop, 2, bop. That's a kill with a swordsman, roading the giant forward. He's making a push, and he's making a play right for the capital.
Yeah, now we see that veteran sword that he got from the ruin way back in the beginning finally paying off. And standing on that mountain with the bonus. So, but the trouble is, how is he going to reach the capital, right? So there's the mountain in the way. There's other units blocking. He has to put down roads to maneuver his units in, right?
Every single one of those. With such narrow access, he's able to get a giant to push it off. Able to make a defense, but at this point, oddly enough, despite having full map presence, he's on the back pedal, having to formulate some form of defense.
Look at that, popping a giant. So now there's going to be 2 giants there. How is Dreamlander going to get in there? But he has a plan. He has a plan. He was thinking about this.
He's
already still going for the capital.
Right over there, we have a second giant, a second swordsman. It worked once. It's got to work again. Putting a wall in the north, knowing that if that falls, he's going to have only one avenue, and that makes it really easy to defend. That's 2 giants now on the land.
So much going on around that capital. It's really just, it all comes down to that. Because if you lose your capital in a 1v1, you're out. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 10 other cities. Once your capital's gone, you lose.
That's a kill. That's one of the giants down. A second one now is making his presence known. This swordsman here is now within roading distance.
Yeah. But he's got to put down roads unless, right? Because he needs a neutral road there to reach.
He's got units on the water. All of this. It's a siege in the northern city of Haba, but that doesn't matter.
The walled city's going down.
Bop-a-da-bop. Bop-a-da-bop. That's 3. Bop-a-da-bop, that's 4. Bop-a-da-bop, that's 5. And that's a siege with a giant. Will he be able to free it? He captures the northern city.
Can we see that again, Tolbby? Can we see that again? Because that is really key. He had 2 giants there. He chooses, right? Doesn't he attack with the giant? He gets rid of that first giant. That first giant has to be gone to make space for the other units to come in.
Such a beautiful play right there. Well calculated.
Yeah.
Despite losing the city in the north, he wins the war.
Yeah, DUI can't pop another giant in the capital. He's already used his monuments. You can see the monument's already out. He has no way to get his own another giant there. And Dreamlander wins. Amazing.
That's such an amazing game. Not even placing too many roads. We got port on every single city. The only roads were in order to get these riders a lot closer. Despite having absolute naval superiority, the thing that we are always praising is the way to win every single one of these games. That's a wrap.
Yeah. Well played. Really.
I just want to quickly establish and identify how much he had to recognize that in order to win this game, he had to use both of these swordsmen.
Yeah. Both swordsmen and the giants and the roads to make it all work.
Because even establishing this coastline right over here, he's already seen that's 1 naval city. That's 2 naval cities. And let's count the naval cities that Dreamlander has.
Is that a big fat 0?
That's a big fat 0.
Yeah, good point.
Immediately seeing that the only way to win was to make a big push for the capital right here.
Yep.
He knew his out, and unfortunately, if we start looking at the vision of our opponent, he should be seeing this massive attack force being established right here. That's 1 giant. That's at least 1 swordsman. And even though he has his own swordsman right over here, just look at all these units being thrown in. That's one swordsman immediately killed. More units being thrown in the front. You should be realizing that you got to get these units here to defend your capital. You already have naval superiority.
Yep.
That was an amazing game to watch.
Yeah,
I
really
love
cool.
the capital snipe.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. Pressure on the capital and no way to pop a giant once those monuments are already used up.
Yeah, so Dreamlander in a way was kind of lucky that it wasn't just like the city number 2 or 3, because otherwise he would have been in very tough spots. And he also noticed that it's he has to play the land battle, not the sea battle.
I also think keeping those riders in tandem helped him grab villages earlier. If he had split them in 2 different directions, it would slow down him finding a few villages that he had.
Yeah, and Dewey also did not recognize the threat that Dreamlander was posing to his capital. What Tolbby pointed out, that he should have committed all his forces to defend his capital, not to expand his empire, because he was already on more cities than his opponents. So it was a huge mistake from him. Yeah. Anything else about this game?
Oh, let's do the next one.
All right.
Yeah, Tolbby. I sent you some messages that the footage is kind of lagging a bit. It's not like I don't know if it's on my end or.
Tiny bit laggy. I see it how it's a tiny bit laggy, but unfortunately, some of my video recording software updated. I'm also having to log in every single time now. So there's probably some setting that unfortunately got changed.
Okay.
I won't be able to fix that. Hold on. Let me give me one brief minute, see what I can do to fix this.
It doesn't look too laggy to me. It looks okay.
I think it should be fine. In order to do this, I'm going to have to close everything out, so.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, I think I got the next game started to load. Nope, I did not.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, if it's an easy fix, then we can do it. If not, let's continue.
So who is this versus? Who is the opponent?
So this one's actually going to be one of the group stage games. So we're going to be placing against Lingoose.
Okay, so number 2 in Dreamlander's group.
We're going to start off with that shared fog and immediately taking a quick note. This is going to be Archipelago, one of my personal weakest map types. But just like on lakes, we have 2 suburbs that we need to find. Right there, Archipelago on a small map size. What are your quick observations going over here on this map?
Yeah, Archipelago. So wait, tell me again, who's the host in yellow?
So Lingoose is going to be the host as yellow.
Okay, so Lingoose in yellow. Again, I see a mountain blocking the southeast. So really, the only direction to go is the northeast towards that fruit. The other opponent, orange, I see a fruit in the east, so that's a good direction to go. I don't know about going other directions. There's some fish. The key I always think about with Archipelago is to try to look at the shorelines, because the shorelines can be a really big clue. So looking at orange, I see a shoreline to the north, which suggests, oh, there's land over there. So that's encouraging to me. So yeah, I always try to look at the shorelines.
An excellent point to be bringing up, so we can immediately start drawing out that at least there's some more water facing in all of these directions. So
and explain also how Archipelago works. So about the suburbs. because this is important.
Yeah, archipelago maps are generated in an interesting way. So generally, most capitals have two what we call suburbs, which are within two tiles. Now, the thing is, a suburb can be blocked by a mountain. So sometimes your closest village is actually, you can't get to it unless you have climbing. But generally, all capitals are guaranteed to have two villages within 2 squares, and you want to try to find them. Is that what you're asking, Gatto?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
It's to make sure that all players have at least equal access to 2 additional villages, at least at the start of the game. Anything beyond 2, yeah, good luck with that.
So what I'm seeing here is a land connection between them, right? So they may not have to get on the water. They may just be able to fight it out with the grand tradition of rider roads with Oumaji. We'll see.
Especially with the looks of, with 1 fish, 2 fish, I spot a village. Looks like there is going to be a suburb they're going to be fighting over.
We'll see. We'll see if this even gets much navy. They may just be duking it out on land.
I would love to be seeing a whole bunch of bridges. Without further ado, let's let them train their riders. And immediately, are we going to see the exchange? Bounces right on back.
Yeah, because he knows he can't keep the village, so he doesn't stay. Bounces back to safety. They're going to be fighting it out early on. Dang.
Yep, for Dreamlander, though, he's actually got a disadvantage because Lingoose was able to get his first suburb a lot faster versus this one that came out 2 turns later. So that is going to lead to a star production deficit. And immediately right there, thanks to climbing, able to pick up both the ruin as well as the extra vision. He's able to see, yo-ho-ho, I see a capital within reach.
I really like going for climbing to get a ruin. I know it's a gamble, but personally, I do it. I think it pays off. If you can get a ruin with climbing, usually it's the right move.
Quite interesting. As well as from this point of view, we've got sailing coming out from Lingoose, able to find the bottom lighthouse, but looks like we're not going to be seeing roads. Looks like we are going to be seeing some form of potential navy. That's a veteran rider immediately getting the siege on the city of Hamway.
Whoa. Is it going to hold? No.
It doesn't hold. Has enough.
And that's a sneaky rider able to get a siege. This battle is going on really, really quickly. Thanks to those riders, you got to be very careful or else those cities, you'll leave them open for a very early siege. We've now got a warrior deposited safely onto that mountain, another warrior to protect the city, and with this swordsman threatening the central city of Bayesi, that's actually going to keep him from expanding too much further that way.
But it's kind of a waste of a veteran sword. It's just hanging out on the mountain, kind of doing zone of control. You want to use those swords.
Yeah, zone of control on, but that's this zone of control on 2 cities.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I was going to be putting
that sword to use. Very good.
It took them long to use it.
Very nice.
Right over there. So now we've actually got ports coming out from both players. We've got Lingoose picking up yet another.
Oh, he's going to see a giant? I don't see a giant. Are we going to see one?
Bouncing on back. I'm actually surprised we're not seeing roads yet, especially with the power of riders. We've got another explorer. He's just barely going to be missing.
Yeah, me too, Tolby. I'm like, where are the roads? Where are the bridges?
Right now, it makes perfect sense that Lingoose wouldn't want to a bridge right over here into the south. Well, it makes sense to make a push. He's got to be sending these riders over here into the center of the map to take his city back. Or else he's going to very quickly fall
gets
behind.
A giant with another port. Cool.
That giant's going to be able to apply a lot of defense. Any unit that's going to be anywhere within this range is about to take a big, hefty amount of splash damage. Pun taken. And immediately he's able to spot another village about to be taken by his opponent. Leveling up that central city. For some reason, choosing go with stars. Probably so he can level up and get some more how's it going to expect a giant over here? No, he just chooses not to get a city wall to try to hold it as long as possible. An interesting choice. Oh, that scout is just barely going to miss that lighthouse again. He's just 2 exact tiles away from Eye of God. We can actually
So close.
Unlucky.
So close.
Yeah.
And we should talk about, I mean, as an aside, explorers have changed now. So this was in version, what, 114?
Yep, this is a game in 114.
Yeah. So 114, the explorers were kind of random. 115, explorers are different now, and they prefer lighthouses. So that's going to be really different going forward.
Oh, thank goodness. My explorers are no longer going to be allergic to lighthouses.
Yeah, and Gatto, I got to put in a plug. So Poly Champions is going to have a video coming out tomorrow that explains the new explorers as well as tips about Cymanti. So if you want to know how the new explorers work, watch our video.
I absolutely want to see that. So I'll be keeping my eye on that. In order to see that, I'm going to have to make sure I'm still subscribed. So let me do that real fast. Make sure that I haven't been unsubscribed at all. But that is going to be a very important video.
Unsubscribe, Toby. You.
Alrighty, we've got 4 units being thrown at the giant right here at the capital. Giant's gonna be moving on backwards in order to secure a kill and get off the capital so he can
farming. Look at that, getting farming for more giants.
That extra giant potential is gonna matter if he can finish getting that. Actually, they should have the Eye of God, right? Yeah, that's enough
for the lighthouse.
Yeah, for the lighthouse, they've got it.
Let's see. Yes, that's all 4 lighthouses.
Just needs to be connecting one more city to the main capital.
They're gonna be able to.
And there it is, the Gate of Power,
Yay!
which is not the monument at all. But that is a giant. And immediately, 14 health, 9 health, 4 health. That's a siege with a veteran rider.
Yeah.
Amazing. That final siege was really clutch. Can we see that again?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a rewind back to the start of the turn. Right over there, right after that is 1, 2 giants being thrown in. Bop-a-da-bop. 3 units. Bop-a-da-bop. 4 units. Bop-a-da-bop. That's a rider dead and secures the siege.
And a veteran. And a veteran. That's great.
While he would be able to unsiege at that point, this giant would immediately be going down thanks to these 2 other giants and juggernauts. Unfortunately, there's nothing else that can be done. So that was a lot of investment going into the Navy, and all of this Navy right here is doing absolutely nothing in order to protect this capital. I do see the potential of trying to establish a stronger Navy to encircle and take this city over here. But unfortunately, as we were just mentioning in the last game, there's just one condition to win.
Yeah.
That's to lose your capital.
Yeah, if the moral of the story with the last game was everything depends on the capital, we're seeing that again here. You got to prioritize keeping your capital safe.
Espark, what have you done differently in order to try to maintain your foothold in this game if you're in Yellow's position?
Oh, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Is there one key moment where really, like, again, leaving that capital open? I think a lot of it comes down to that early contested village in the middle, right? Really early. You know, they met like right away, and that scrimmage between that contested village, I think, was really key because in the end, right, Orange got that, which forced Yellow to really have to like go a different route. So I don't know if there's a way that he could have kept that contested village, because that I think was important.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any way he could have maintained or fought for that village a little bit better as well. But I do want to be pointing out that we had very early vision of this swordsman right here. We had 3 whole turns. We had last turn, swordsman moves over, that's another turn, swordsman moves over, that's another turn. This swordsman is just slowly making his way over to the city of Ba Sing Se. And with that, like, we're still leveling up our cities over here, trying to get those additional resources. We get a warrior as we should, but we are not lining up our units. We level up the northern city And at this point, it's basically gone.
Yeah, the threat of that sword on the mountain is huge. Like, you got to see that coming. Maybe hit it early but it's so hard. You know, a trade, taking down a veteran sword on a mountain, that costs a lot. You got to spend a lot of units to do that.
Was that 5 or 6 units? I'm trying to remember. I think it's
5
units, right?
5, I think.
Yeah. So that's a lot of units to invest
Or maybe
in.
6 because it's a veteran.
But
right?
would it be worth it to keep that city? Probably.
We could check, in the poly calculator.
We love poly calculator.
Yeah.
All right, we looking at the next one?
All right.
Last game. Yep.
We're gonna try to, even though we're making excellent time on this one, but spoiler alert, we've got a very long game coming up in the nearby future. So we're going to be trying to make a little bit of push so you can see that entire game at its fullest. We have a different Oumaji color. This time we have it in magenta. All right. So we're going to be having
shout out to Tolbby.
Yes.
You had a fan.
Justini says hi. Yeah.
Justini wants to say hello to you. He's a fan.
Yep.
Oh man, he can't be a fan. I'm a fan of his. Nah, I'm the bigger fan, Justini. I win.
And there's also a question. I don't know.
Peaceful, so good to see you.
I don't know what.
I know a couple Arctic Wolves players in the chat in this exchange. So yeah, shout out to Arctic Wolves.
Yeah, and he asks how the structure of the World Championships tournament works.
Yeah,
Could you maybe explain?
I'd be happy to explain that. So originally, each tribe had a series of tournaments, 128 players, up to 120. Not everyone got full, but up to 128 players. And then it got down to the top, was it 16? And then those battled it out for the top spot, only for the regular tribes. So special tribes are not included in the World Championships. So there's going to be a tribe champion for each of the 12 regular tribes. They're going to have a face-off event. It's November, I believe, 22nd. And then the top 6 winners in that face-off event will secure a spot to play in the finals in Stockholm, Sweden on December 6th. The Midjuan's going to fly them out on an airplane and put them up in a hotel.
Yeah, private
They are
jet.
going to play live, and it's going to be broadcast. I'm going to be there, and my co-commentator, Ina Funny, is going to commentate live, and it's going to be great. And if you want to join us, there are tickets for sale. You can go on there. There's, I believe, up to 50 tickets available for audience members to watch the playoffs live. And you can join in a special community event the night before. I think it's December 5th. And you can meet the devs. You can meet me and Ina Funny and the other players.
Yes, all the stars, all the Polytopia stars.
So I'm sure, Gato, you're going to put a link to that in the description, right?
Yeah,
so
sure. But there is also an option that you might join as a player. The qualifications are still going on. A few tribes are. I think the fight is not closed yet. So there is a chance for you, Peaceful Berry.
Yeah, if you want to compete, there's still an opportunity.
Yep. Okay, so that's that. Let's focus on the game now. So who's playing here?
Alrighty, so we're actually going to be having the first game of the finals between Dreamlander and Rat. So this wasn't the final one where we know that Dreamlander took the win. So anybody's game here. We're going to be having Rats playing as the Yadak. So I'm hoping to see some roads coming out of him. And we have Dreamlander playing as the host with Yellow.
Lots of resource indicators, right? But I'd like to go towards the middle of the map. But again, Dreamlander said he likes to keep his riders together and do tandem. So we'll see how that goes. If he keeps them together or sends them in different directions.
It's going to be very tricky because we have 1 opportunities, 2 opportunities, technically.
Yeah, but there's a forest blocking the north, so you can't go that way.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tricky. We have to wrap around just a little bit further. And we also have the less preferred, but always an option, at least around like turn 5 to turn 7, to pick up a quick lighthouse. We have a lot of options for Rats, for Dreamlander, whereas for Rats, he's got a resource.
Yeah. Yeah, Rats has 1 resource. and forests blocking the other useful directions. So that's tricky for rats.
Yeah, it could be a potential metal spot right there. Are we going to see swordsmen coming out of Oumaji right over here? Let's find out. Let's let both of our players begin training their riders. Immediately finding that first village in the center of the map, getting 3 fish. Look at all of that fishing potential.
And
we have
Dreamlander does send his riders 2 different directions. And so that's a different plan than what he usually does. But it pays off because he finds the villages right away. Oh, an explorer. Is he going to find a lighthouse?
He finds at least the lighthouse. That gives a lot of vital information, though, knowing his opponent's not in the south, potentially in the west or north. So he knows that this rider can just skip right on past this village over here.
Another
Does not need to be
explorer.
going over there and start
And
heading
they
over
meet.
to this village.
And the North Lighthouse. Yeah. Nice.
I'm expecting at least a potential rider here. Unfortunately, there's not enough stars to get a sneaky roads because I would love to have seen a potential for a snipe right over here, especially with the vision that we have.
Ooh, it missed the lighthouse.
Just barely. And we have a ruin next to that lighthouse.
Yeah, there's a ruin in the east. That could pay off. Could be good.
Looks like he's not going to worry
Rats
too
also
much.
gets a ruin. They're each going to get a ruin.
Bop-a-da-bop, that's one. Secures
somebody's
the
on
kill.
fire up there. Is he going to be able to unsiege?
Rats' city is on fire. Sends the road forward.
He places a
Roads,
road.
yeah.
The only way he could unsiege is with a road. He had to do that. Cool.
And I'm loving the lookout of this map. This is going to be a very exciting matchup. Able to get the lighthouse. Quick level up for the capital. 5 extra stars. So that could be vision. It is. We're going to be able to see even more of Dreamlander's territory. We're going to go ahead and turn off that shared fog. That we can see each player's very specific. We now have roads coming from a Dreamlander, making the first connection. Population bonus. That's 2. With
Nice. I like the road connection to upgrade everything. That is so well planned out. Very nice.
And then it doesn't even stop there. Able to level up the city one more time for an extra workshop. The economy for both players, 5 cities, is looking spectacular. Already realizing that the major fight's going to be happening over here in the east, chooses to get a workshop. So unfortunately,
Uh-oh.
Double
What's going
siege.
on? Is that a double siege?
that's a double
Dang.
siege.
But
And the
he's able
giant
to
at the doorstep.
unsiege. But that hurts because when you're sieged, you don't get income from those cities.
That's going to be a responsive giant. He's going to be able to make it over to defend both cities. Not at the same time, however.
Fishing.
Fishing coming out of
And a port. We're getting on the water here.
quick and early access to the port. That's going to be siege with the warrior. That's going to be a hefty thing to knock off, especially with
He'll be able to unsiege no problem. But that giant coming in is concerning.
Ooh, unfortunately, he sees that his opponent is on the village. He'll take it. So that could be a quick level up.
Yeah.
Takes the port, so that way it can just barely make the distance. Get that vision. He's going for the Eye of God.
Hey!
Yeah.
He got the
Eye of
last
God.
lighthouse. Very nice.
That is the Eye of God. Immediately being placed in the capital for another giant.
Very nice. Oh, I love that port connection to upgrade that last city and get the Eye of God. Very cool.
With that, that's another giant. So looks like they're going to be making a big push. Looks like Dream's plan is going to be get these two giants made, make a big push for both these cities, force Rats to use all of his resources to defend on the land. With that, that's a siege with a giant. In the meantime, he wants to be starting getting onto the water.
Yeah, Dreamlander getting onto the water, I think, could be really key because Rats isn't on the water yet.
Are we going to potentially be seeing defenders coming out for that extra defense, or probably not? Making the
Rats
connections.
connecting his cities. Did he get the Grand Bazaar? Do we have enough cities? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There is enough cities for the Grand Bazaar, but also notice Rats was able to steal the city here in the southwestern side of the map, and he's making a counterattack. Oh, there's a ruin here.
Ooh.
Dream had skipped this ruin in order to take this village, which is quite a greedy play. I love it. And now it's going to be a fight for the ruin.
Yeah.
There's a good chance swordsmen could be right over there. And if so, that can really turn the tide of the battle in the south. In the meantime, both players are actually still staying off the water, despite having 2 ports already out from Dream.
And they both have climbing. They both have fishing. They both have roads. Very similar tech for both of them. Oh,
Right,
but
just
Dreamlander doesn't
farming.
have farming. Okay.
I'm loving the threatening presence of both of these giants. Bop-a-da-bop! This giant has 5 HP. He's going to try to bring it back to nurse it back to health.
5 HP giant. That's not good for much, is it?
Not too much, but hey, give it about 9 turns and might be able to do something
border
again.
expansion in the west.
I love the border
Interesting.
expansion play. Able to get more units onto the water, seeing the long term, not the short term.
Yeah, wants more coastal access. So Rats is preparing for a navy.
Is he going to go for the siege? There's just
Giant.
barely enough units in order to push it up, but it chooses to heal instead. Dream is opting to play a little more defensively. Quite interesting. Playing defensive, boost that economy much more. Get another giant out.
I wonder if we're going to see construction soon.
That's a double siege!
Ooh, giant double. Oh, 2 giants in there. That's going to be very costly. That he unsieges 1.
He's going to be able to unsiege 1, but I think he's going to have to concede the other. He's going to throw as many units in as he can.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just 1 unit, but he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to be fine with that trade. Because if we look at
Did I see free spirit? Are we
Yeah.
gonna? Wow. So that
You
leads
saw that right.
usually leads to chivalry and knights.
So in this case, we're going to be having 2 cities making push, and there's another giant siege happening on the central city of Yagüe. However, if he's able to defend, we've got 3 cities technically versus these 2. So it's actually advantageous for Rats in this entire exchange. Rats getting chivalry of his own.
Dang.
Bop-a-da-bop.
Where's the knight? Where's the
Bop-a-da-bop.
knight?
Sieges with
He
the
doesn't
warrior.
even get a knight. It's over before the knights come out. Dang.
Wait, and that's the resignation.
Yeah. Rats couldn't keep the cities, and he was losing too much. We didn't even get to see the knight or the navy come out.
Interesting. I mean, I could definitely see here. I think that's an early resignation because I still see more than enough.
Oh, he does
to-
have a knight. Rats has a knight there. So
Yeah, I'm
I'm
kind
really
of puzzled
curious
why he resigned.
I'm really curious what ended up happening here. Because like even if because we've got 1 more rider, if we just plant a road here, because we have the stars, we're able to easily unsubscribe this giant out of existence. But even then, we could have spacing here. I'm trying to figure. I want to calculate this out. We can move here. We could be moving this other rider to here. That would make it difficult. But even then,
Rats
we've
can
still got.
unsiege. He has the units to unsiege. That's not so hard. And if he can get a nice chain with the knight, he could keep going.
Yeah, we could definitely have this game keep going, especially since we've got so much more water accessibility coming from Rats. Even though
He
Rats
was
is technically
planning for a
behind.
navy. Yeah.
I think he decided that despite having the first knight, that he was going to lose in the long run. I guess I would love to actually get Rat's point of view of this game, if possible.
Yeah.
To figure out what ended up happening here, because if we even look, because he still has 24 minus the 5, so 19 stars of production, but that's more than enough to do. Let's take a look at that final tree. It's not that much, I guess. Here we go. So there's the final tree.
Justini has a comment.
Because
Justini said that he resigned because he had no giants. Knights won't be sufficient defense in the next few turns.
Interesting. Can we poke?
I don't know. I'd still would try to push back
Maybe.
Because Dreamlander had no knights at this point, right?
Yeah,
I
no
see
one
that
knows more about Oumaji than Justini. We call him the Oumaji wizard, so I trust him.
Yeah, sure, but like he doesn't give up easily. Obviously, once he sees that it's over, it's over. He won't drag it until his capital is taken. But I don't know. It's like I think it's too early for
All
that
right.
to
So
resolve.
that's all
Because
the Oumaji games. Are we gonna look at Hoodrick next?
Yeah, Hoodrick is next. So there's always a space for like a mistake from your opponent.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not only
With a
about
lot
the
at
giants,
stake, right?
and
There's so much at stake. Sometimes you're like, I'm gonna fight it
Mhm.
out because maybe the opponent makes a mistake. Like,
yeah,
but
exactly.
these guys have been playing for like, I don't know, 8-10 hours at this point. Sometimes you're
Yeah.
just exhausted.
There
Yeah.
probably is a good chance he said that, look, at this point, he'd rather maintain the mental capacity for the next couple of games. So I can at least see that sort of standpoint.
Okay, so
I can get the next game set up, but Gato, if you want to take the floor for a while I get the next stuff set up.
Yep.
We're going to be soon stepping over to watch Hoodrick.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So so I'll let Dreamlander know that he can join, because as our tradition is, we always have the guest at the end of.
That would be great.
Fantastic.
Okie doke.
Yeah, congratulations, Dreamlander, on getting the Oumaji title. One step closer to Stockholm, but Dreamlander still has to perform well on the November 26th face-offs.
Yeah, that's not the end of the road. Yeah.
Yeah. And Gato, I don't know if you can talk about how the face-offs, they're going to be streamed live, I believe.
I don't know the details. So.
Okay, well, maybe I know more about it than you do. So the November 22nd face-offs will be streamed live with myself and Ina Funny commentating. So y'all got to join in and watch those play out, see who gets the top 6 spots and move on to Stockholm.
Yep. Okay, we have Dreamlander with us. Hi, Dreamlander.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, so tell us about the Oumaji qualifier. How did it go for you? Beginning from the early stages up until the final. Who was your toughest and most challenging opponent?
Well, let me start with this last question. Definitely Rats, because yeah, I played him a few times before and I never had a chance. So I was very nervous before the game, with the games. So yeah, that. And about my journey, it started in the round with the T0 tribes, because I didn't have much time there to play the qualifier, so I didn't qualify. And I used the chance to play the first Oumaji qualifier when all the good players were still playing the finals. So I had, quite an easy qualifier.
Okay.
So
lucky
that
you.
went well. Yeah. I mean, luck was a big part of my journey, I think, because.
Yeah, but it repeats in like many stories of the other tribe champions. So yeah, luck is part of the game. So yeah, you can be lucky.
Wanny Boy is the one who said that it's not just luck, and I believe this. So in Polytopia, yes, you do have to get good luck, but you have to know what to do with it, right? If you get lucky and you don't know how to channel that into good moves and smart strategy, it doesn't matter. You need both. You need skill, strategy, and luck.
Yep. Okay, sorry, I interrupted you.
Don't worry. So then in the group stage, surprisingly, not many players wanted to play Oumaji, so we were only 11, and there were only 2 groups, so I only had like to be first or second in my group, and only 8 games in the group stage. It was manageable. No, 10 games, I think. I was in a 6-man group, but still was manageable to do so. And then, luck again, in the finals, I had in the semifinals and finals of the finals, I had host advantage all the time. So I managed to win all my home games, so that was good. And definitely Rats was very challenging, and he had quite a tough time against me with the spawns he had. I don't think you looked at it, but the second
Oh, I can't hear him anymore.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, some
Can
technical stuff. Yes, yeah, you can continue.
I can continue? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the second game against him was very good fight for him from him, and he won it actually with only 4 against my 6 cities over naval control. Like you've seen in the replays, I don't play a lot of naval. So yeah.
Was Oumaji your first choice? Did you try in other qualifiers? Are they your favorite tribe, maybe?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite tribe. I like to play all of them. I wouldn't say it's my favorite tribe to play in the qualifiers, because I think there are some stronger tribes when it comes to battles against each other. So it's going to be a tough time with Oumaji in the face-offs. But you never know.
You never know.
Did you try with other tribes?
Yes, there was only one weekend in the T0 tribes where I had time to play. And I didn't know that you had to sign up so fast. So I think I was like 10 minutes after the start of signups, and it was already full. So
that's right. You got to you got to camp out on the button. Yeah. You got to get in there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one last for me. Did you practice? Did you train with some other good players before the qualifier?
No, I just play my regular team games on Poly Champions, and that's it.
Okay, so you went with the flow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, luck again, I guess, because other were like putting like heavy hours training, and then like making some crazy moves, like our common guest here, Justini, he's like always doing some experiments with Polytopia. So yeah. Anyway, do you have any questions to Dreamlander, Tolbby and Espark?
Dreamlander, tell me about your theory versus keeping riders together in tandem versus splitting them up.
It's mostly about if you find your first village or your first suburb with the first rider. If you do, I probably try to find the second one with the second. But if I don't, I want to make sure that if possible, the first rider can still move on to a village the next turn. So I like to uncover a potential village where I can move my first rider onto. And after that, most times it's not useful to move the first rider back or the second rider back, so I just move them in the same direction. But most times, if I find the first village with the first rider immediately, I just go for another village.
Tolbby?
Mine's always about the skin, so no representation of the Condor skin at all?
I don't own any skins, so...
That's fine.
Okay.
We're going to have to talk to Zoithris, the community manager, and see if we can get something for the people who've won their top tribe spot. Because I think they deserve to have a skin.
Yeah, at least that.
I would just love to see some representation. That's the tribe I use for my icon for everything.
Sorry, Tolbby.
I'm a little sad, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I just love the gameplay that I saw, so I look forward to seeing Dreamlander's progress through the World Championship.
Yeah, we still have a bit of time, so we were a bit puzzled about this game that is on the screen. So what's your take? Why did Rats actually give up here? Because we at least me and Tolbby, I think Espark is less convinced. He still had a way to kind of fight back against you with the knights.
I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
I think it could have been a long game if he would have continued. I'm pretty confident that I would have won it because he doesn't have any giants left, and he doesn't have any defensive units against my knights incoming. I'm not sure if he saw or figured out that I got chivalry, if I even got it yet. So at least it was my plan to get a knight this turn 2. So maybe it was that. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're in Justini's and Espark's camp. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining this stream today, and good luck in the face-off, and hopefully we'll see you in the final in Stockholm in December.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and yeah, see you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks, Dreamlander. Good luck in the finals. Well, the semi-final playoff. Anyway, good luck.
First, yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so now it's Hoodrick time. So yeah, I will read that and that and that.
While I'm getting the game set up, I'm gonna let you guys cover the brackets.
Yeah. So Espark, tell us about the Hoodrick bracket.
So I'm just going to say Hoodrick is probably considered a stronger tribe than Oumaji. So there's more people who want to get that spot. So that's why we see more players.
Yeah, we have four groups.
Almost
A, B,
all
C,
full.
D.
One spot missing. But again, some really excellent players here. So we got Icy Furno, Chris Krakens, Obese Reese. Like these guys are all like pro Polytopia players.
Yeah, Vorse,
Sunnyflower, Chelignac, really good. And then we see T-Tac. Now Borsch is new. He's new to the game. But he's great. He's definitely a champion player. Finite has won so many champions. So these are all really experienced live game players.
Very, very tough environment.
Really tough crowd because Hoodrick is getting to be a stronger tribe. A lot of people, I think, feel that it could go all the way to the finals. It's pretty strong.
Okay, so the winner is T-Tats, and what I see is so he won 5 out of 6 games against good players, and then let's go to the semifinals and the final stage. So what happened here?
Yeah, so T-Tat versus Icy Furno. We're going to call him Icy for short. Icy is he's won so many bullet tournaments. Like he's really good. He plays fast, very experienced. I don't know Chelignac. I'm not familiar with him. And apologies if I'm saying his name wrong.
No, it's fine.
But I'm not as familiar with...
You're good.
I'm not as familiar with Chelignac. He showed up in our bullet tournament just the other day, and I was like, who is this guy? And then I was saying his name wrong. But he's great. He's really, really smart.
Yeah, but apparently T-Tats did not have that much trouble with both Icy and Shelignac. He had 2 straight wins, not like Dreamlander.
But he earned it. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, so I think we are ready to start watching the games. You ready, Tolbby?
Absolutely. We've got our first game that's going to be underway. Our first game is actually going to be the first game of the qualifier semis. It's going to be T-Tat versus Icy Inferno. Right over here, we're going to be having Icy, oddly enough, not playing as the white Hoodrick, but the hosting Hoodrick. And T-Tat is going to be placing as the Icy Hoodrick.
So Icy is brown, the host, and T-Tat is in white in the west. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah. All right.
They have pretty similar spawns. No water access, some animals and forests.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly highlight where potential suburbs are. Now, Hoodrick, because starting off with the archery tech, they love their trees. It provides a quick way for them to get lumber huts, but it also is a great way for them to utilize their main tech, which is archery, getting that warrior defensive bonus. However, unfortunately, forests aren't a good way to let us know which way our villages are. So just judging from our coastlines here, we can at least see that our 2 villages are going to be heading over here to the north and the northeast for T-Tat. But for Icy, the one village that we can almost guarantee is there, it's in the wrong direction.
It's in the wrong direction. You want to expand towards the middle of the map. You don't want to go backwards.
It isn't a terrible idea to at least consider sending the archer backwards, because the archer can pick up the village, grab the lighthouse, and then provide some support afterwards. But that's a strange little way he has to go just so that way you can get the maximum benefit. But you could then send a warrior over here in case the archer needs to be providing that support early on. So it's at least in a way that he could support it. It all makes sense in the flow of the game. But without further ado, let's let both of our players train their starting warriors.
We have one comment. So Zikizu says that he likes the Icy spawn better, but he thinks that White Hoodrick has better access to the center.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a smart observation.
It is a pretty smart observation.
So much depends on how the map unfolds, so we'll just have to see.
So we have our land looking somewhat along this, so it does make sense that one of our players is going to have much more access to land, and that usually also means more villages, which usually equates to winning the game. However, in the first game we saw today, of course, that doesn't mean that's the case. Let's let our players train their starting warriors. So immediately right off the bat, we're going to be seeing the archer making his way towards the center, and the warrior's going to be the one heading towards the village.
Yeah, that's not usually what you see. Usually you want to explore with the warrior, keep your archer safe in the back. But we have this buffer of water in between, so it's fine.
Ooh, and on this lake map, looks like we're going to have plenty of opportunity for T-Tat to be expanding. And, well, we got the village.
Ooh. 2 mountains separating. Oh, 3.
Yeah, mountains in the way. And they won't be able to really upgrade until they get forestry. So there's forestry. So a common thing you see, right, is forestry and then sawmills. That's really the way that Hoodrick gets the giants.
I'm hoping that Icy understands they're probably going to have to do a border growth in order to expand these borders outwards and get more presence on the water. Because especially with the mountains that we have over here, if we go ahead and switch...
T-Tat's going to get 2 ruins. That could be huge.
Just look at the vision. It's turn 8 and...
Oh, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Wait, no, it's T-Tat. Wait, I got them confused. There's 1 ruin.
T-Tat is white.
Yeah, T-Tat's going to get 2. So math and org. Mathematics as Hoodrick is such a great thing to get from a ruin.
Such an amazing technology. You're going to be able to see that his economy is going to explode. There's the border growth. And look at the...
but you know what, Tolbby? I noticed something really important here. The way we'll see it in a second, but the way Icy placed his sawmills, he cannot get an overlapping market spot. But
yeah, I noticed that as well.
T-Tat will place his sawmills to get synergy for future markets. And in my opinion, that is crucial. That's the key thing. If you can place your sawmills so you can get optimal market spots, it pays off in the long run. And it can win you the game.
I think I understand at least where Icy is coming from. With only access to 3, he needs to just get the economy rolling as fast as possible, not as efficiently as possible.
So he could have placed his sawmill to the northwest. He could have done it a little bit differently, just to think about long-term market spots, because T-Tot has an amazing market spot. He's got 2 amazing market spots.
There's our early sailing. So Icy's the first on the water, immediately goes on to the starfish and finds a swordsman. That is not something you want to say hello to directly with your face.
Look at that market. Look at that market, Tolbby.
Level 8 market on turn 12 for T-Tat. But Icy already now has the first bomber.
Navy.
And unfortunately,
another border. Look at that bomber in position. But look, oh my God, she's putting down another sawmill. Gets a giant. So the thing that I see here, right, is Icy's on the water first. Icy has all these juggernauts and bombers, but T-Tot has catapults in the back, and T-Tot has more income.
It's another border growth, trying to steal even more naval territory away from the opponent.
Look at that, 3 ports to unsiege.
Houdini with the catapult.
Oh, let's see that again. I love Houdinis. Can we see that again?
I think
3 ports.
That's the first Houdini that I see with a catapult.
Borders. Blocking all the tiles. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that.
And then the catapult in the back, sneaking 1 kill, trying to get a free heal off. But unfortunately, we've now got 2 sieges, one of which with a giant. This bomber here in the south is going to be getting a lot of value, but with the... What is this? It is 6 cities? It's about to be 7 cities to 3?
That bomber is really earning its keep. But unsieging again, tries to land a siege with a giant, but it doesn't hold.
There goes the explorer. Is it going to be able to find the lighthouse for the Eye of God? It goes north! And it finds it on the last movement. That's the Eye of God.
But more markets coming out.
Right over there.
We now have diplomacy and a cloak. Where's the cloak? Oh, it's in the capital.
We've got 2 cloaks coming out from Icy, so he's planning on trying to use this access that he currently has in the water. Unfortunately, because of this wise play that happened here in the east, we've now got a juggernaut and a raft that can more than likely easily convert, and there's another siege. It can easily convert into a rammer.
T-Tat is now getting on the water. It's been Icy with the Navy, but finally T-Tat's on the water. But there's a siege in the northeast.
It's also a very smart giant push happening in the northwestern city, moving this catapult into range in order to unsiege the city of labor.
I like that giant push to catapult.
Yeah, but he lost the city in the east.
So I see that cloak. There's a cloak. Oh, and look at all those daggers.
The cloak, it lands. Look at the amount of pressure coming out from Icy, using absolute naval superiority.
But T-Tat can clear all of those daggers between the catapults, rider, archers, and even using the giant. T-Tat gets rid of all of them.
Every single one of them goes down. But it's not going to be enough. That's another siege, killing the unit. Not only preventing the stars, but stealing the stars from his opponent.
Yeah.
Also stealing the northeastern city of Ikgo. This is now a 4 to 6 city game. One of which almost counts as not even a city. It's economically
a
city.
He's clearing out all the daggers again. Riders, catapults, archers, just leaving one dagger boat. Otherwise, they all gone.
There we go. Another Juggernaut is now about to be playing pressure.
And look at all those markets. He has 4 high-level markets. He's bringing in so much income from that trade tech.
Yeah, and he cut off Icy from cloaks. Yes.
Every time Icy tries to land a siege there, whether it's a cloak or some other unit, T-Tat clears it.
Looks like all the pressure is gone. The bomber's down to 1 health. Every single dagger has been expertly cleared out. And unfortunately, it was a really great offense that was done. But unfortunately, not enough naval superiority came out from Icy. And that's the game.
And I think Icy was just stuck with his 3 cities, and T-Tat expanded more, and he got those beautiful market spots.
That was.
But do you think it? Yeah. Go ahead, Tolbby. Yeah.
I was going to mention that was very well played. A great amount of offense. One little thing that probably should have been done better is, even though all this pressure was being applied over here, we should have tried securing, actually on an even earlier turn, shortly after we got our first bomber, placing 2 more bombers completely out of reach of our opponent. Just letting go of that pressure for a little bit, because if we can get the naval superiority, that's 1 city, that's 2 city, that's 3 city, that our opponent can't do anything with, and even the capital, depending on how much superiority there is. So he definitely could have had the potential to turn this game completely around.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about those early sieges with the Giants. Was it a good choice? Was it necessary actually to sacrifice them, because they did nothing for Icy?
So I think if he was able to get more water presence at the cost of the Giants, because in this case, the Giants, all they did was slow down the economy of the opponent. But as we saw, every single one of these cities just pumped out another Giant. He continued to pump out even more markets. So just more and more as the game went on, he fell behind economically. Even though he was behind with the economy, the only thing his opponent wouldn't have been able to do in the long run is be building a bridge over here to get into the mountains, maybe, or try to find a way to wrap all the way around, which that is way too much land you have to cover. So if he could have taken the opportunity with these Giants to establish more units onto the water out of reach of his opponent, again, specifically on these tiles down here and maybe 2 more over here, just to protect the city of Ikgo, I think this would have been a very big different story. But that's a lot of stars that he just didn't have.
Yeah, I think Icy was kind of too quick to attack. Maybe it was the he was tired, because it's like Espark said, it's long hours in such a tournament. So sometimes you want to see the opportunity and you want to end the game fast. Yeah, so I guess T-Tat was playing a long game, and then Icy wanted to finish this in 2-3 swift sieges, and hope that T-Tat will his defenses will break and he'll give up. That's my take. Okay, right. So who's playing here?
All right, so we have a big treat for you. We're going to be trying to not do too many pauses on this game, so keep your eyes peeled for every single action that's going on.
This is a long one, right? This goes really into the late game.
Absolutely. Yep. Unfortunately, we're not going to have time in order to review the starting position of both players. We're just going to see what they do live immediately.
The one thing I want to mention, I think that's important in the first 10 turns, is that, is it Icy? Yeah, Icy has a water tile with fish, and T-Tat does not have water access. And I think this shapes the beginning of the game, as well as the narrative for the whole other game, because we'll see Icy decides to go on the water and fishing whereas T-Tat doesn't do that, at least for a long time. So this decision to go fishing, I think, shapes kind of the direction for the rest of the game.
Oh, maybe he's going to go south. Oh, no! He sneezes once again and misses the lighthouse. Again, in order to see the upcoming change made to the Explorers, keep your eyes peeled for the official Polytopia channel, and we'll be getting a review of how the new Explorers could be working
Coming out tomorrow. I'm going to teach you about Explorers. Stay tuned.
Looking forward to it. What we have over here is actually now 2 cities that have access to the water, and 1 city here that really just has to defend. So even though it has water access, because of how much presence we have, specifically coming from the capital and potential archers, this city's not going to be able to produce any naval presence. Same thing with the capital. So we've got 2 cities from red and 1 city over here from the host.
Yeah.
When it comes to that naval presence.
And again, Icy's putting resources into fish, and he'll have a port, whereas T-Tat is channeling his resources more into forestry, and we'll see he gets mathematics, and he's going to have his first giant. The first giant's going to come out. I think it's this turn. And again, it's really this land focus versus water focus that's really going to separate their 2 approaches. Look at that. And look at those 2 sawmills. And again, another great potential market spot later.
It is looking very strong for economy, as Hoodrick does have the potential, especially with the access to the ease of access into mathematics.
Do we see the first port now? I wanted to ask you about this, Tolbby. What do you think about this port right on the corner, right on the edge? It seems like it's very vulnerable, but he uses it mostly as a land bridge. He disembarks the unit. That was odd.
Yeah, it is very interesting that he's having to basically kayak over to the land of his opponent. If he can get at least an archer and maybe some catapults, he can make this area somewhat safe for him to land. But other than that, unfortunately, that seems like it's going to be 7 stars that should have been placed perhaps a little bit more safer into the north. And goes with the border growth.
Yeah.
First siege.
He wants a good sawmill spot.
There we go. We have trade coming out from, I forget which one is. Yeah. It's T-Tat.
T-Tat. I'm telling you, going for the sawmills in the markets is T-Tat's, like, that's going to pay off. Oh, did we get a siege? Wait a minute.
There was a siege.
And then T-Tat cleared it.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Icy sieged and T-Tat cleared it.
Look at that. Very nice sawmills. Woof. But no overlapping market spots for Icy.
Yeah, and unfortunately, his kind of continent is very small, and it's there's not much space for big economy.
We have
Icy has 2 juggernauts, if I'm not mistaken.
2 juggernauts, but unfortunately, they haven't done much. They're actually waiting for a little bit more support, but that little bit of extra time. Oh, there's the first juggernauts. So now he sees that there's so much presence on the water. Immediately, the scout comes out saying, I see what you're doing. Unfortunately, I am out of time.
Oh my gosh.
I've got to start making
5 juggernauts. Icy has 5 juggernauts. Shoot.
Look at all that juggernaut. 6 juggernauts.
Oh my gosh.
And
wait a minute. T-Tat gets a knight. That's odd.
I'm loving this push over here. We have giant Juggernaut 1, Juggernaut 2, immediately making a big push for the land because he's saying, hey, look, I see you have 2 catapults over here. So I'm going to start applying pressure elsewhere that your catapults, those 16 stars, are not going to be able to support. Yeah, there's the knight chain. 1 chain, 2 chain, 3 chain. That is a 4-chain veteran knight, immediately killing out 1 Juggernaut.
Yeah, the West is a little vulnerable, but I suspect that T-Tat's going to be able to pop a giant there.
Getting that border growth. He's going to be able to achieve just that. Lumber huts, sawmill, and that's a giant.
Yeah, now the West is secured.
Big splash for Icy.
Another giant that's going to be coming out for Icy. And look at that. He's actually not letting up on any of that pressure. He's actually dividing up the giants. So that way the giant that is protecting the far western city doesn't have an easy target to go to, because don't forget, we have archery. So these giants have that defensive bonus.
And a catapult. The catapult was taking down the other juggernaut. Look at all those markets. I cannot get over these markets. They are just amazing. And Icy doesn't have any markets yet.
Nope.
Yep, 32 stars production. While it's great, it could definitely still be better. And that is one dead giant, thanks to a juggernaut splash play onto the water. So what are we looking for here? Because who do you think has currently got the advantage here? I feel like T-Tat's putting up an excellent defense. This economy is going to be able to help a win in the long run. So what is Icy's out in this?
Well, it's like what we were thinking before. You know, getting on the water is only so strong if you don't have backup, right? If you land a giant but you're not able to keep the siege, then the giant, it's all for naught. So I think what we'll see, you know, is like you were saying before, is you got to try to see if there's a way you can sneak around on land, maybe get some cloaks to hit, maybe get a knight on the side.
There's the markets coming out from Icy. Icy using his infernal parts and pulling out the red Hoodrick, now being able to get a siege. That is going to delay the economy just a little bit. Unfortunately, that one doesn't have a market. That's a 2-chain, enough
Look at
to
that
get
knight chain.
veteran.
That went through what? And it caught 2 giants and a rat.
2 giants, yeah.
Very nice.
Each one of
Farming.
these
That's unusual. You don't usually see farming, but it gets him another giant.
It's going to be really tough here because T-Tat's access to the water almost doesn't exist at all. He's actually only got this very narrow river. And for a lakes map, you don't normally have these rivers, so he's going to have to take full advantage of this.
Ooh, aquatism. Well, that helps. And he landed a siege with a rammer, but I don't think that's going to be able to hold. But you know, see the difference between landing a siege with a defender versus with a giant, even if it doesn't hold, it's all right. Like maybe it's a good trade, right?
Yeah, he stole 6 stars. So invested. Yes, no, maybe not with a rammer. It's not, because it was.
But it's better than a giant. Losing a giant
against
is worse
6.
than losing a defender.
Yes,
rammer.
We got the rammer coming all the way out to hit this bomber, and this knight was trying to sneak on around all the way through the north.
Sneaky knight. Let's see if that's going to work. But Icy has vision. He can see that knight.
Yes, but every single knight that tries to go around is another unit his opponent's going to have to not put onto the water.
That's true. It's a distraction.
It is an excellent distraction. Unfortunately, we now have 2 bombers on the water. So unless this push here can work, we are running out of outs for T-Tat.
Yeah, T-Tat is taking over the water, except Icy still has those bombers in the back. Those are doing a great job.
Single one of these giants are absolutely shredding every single one of these juggernauts. Despite having that aquatism. That's 1 bomber. That's 2 bombers.
And there. Okay, so now he sieges, but he sieges with a 10 hit point giant. Again, that's not going to hold.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, because look at this juggernaut. Look what it's doing all the way over here on the west. It's not about the siege. It's about this juggernaut trying to make his way in order to deal with these bombers. And even at 11 health, he's going to be able to do it.
And the bomber killed that knight, the distraction in the northwest.
That's a 1. That's a 2.
Oof.
That bomber's reduced, but the city on the east is getting really dangerously low. Look at these bombers now at 7 health each. And rammers galore with aquatism.
Yeah. Rammers with aquatism are so strong. It's a great combination.
We got this bomber strategically here. Unfortunately, there's not more water there. That's a 1 chain.
Oh, what's that? I saw that. Diplomacy. Are we going to see a knight? I mean, a cloak coming out? Where's the cloak?
Keeping our eyes for that cloak. We've got one
Yeah,
all the way
one in the
here.
back.
There is a cloak.
So he's gonna be
Yeah,
trying to
I think
sneak that
cloaks
onto the
could
water.
could have a big impact. And now we see chivalry from both sides. Okay. They both
got-
have knights.
Icy Inferno training a knight, and also it is secretly there, just out of range, hoping that his opponent doesn't have that vision. If he's careful, he might be able to actually trade out this port for a bridge. Not necessary. That's a 2-3 chain. Bomber 4.
Nice. Very nice.
No, that's a pity that he did not have the chance to siege.
I really like that blockade of catapults that Icy has. They're just out of range, and they are being.
Oh, they are not.
really aggressive.
Not good
They got
enough
hit.
because a new
They
bomber.
got hit. They just
And
got hit. You jinxed
got
it.
Bye-bye, catapults.
Every
Yeah.
single one of those catapults are going to have to take time to heal or kill off a weakened unit. That's 1 kill, so 1 catapult's now of 2 of 3 kills. And look at that land road all the way here in the north. The knights zipping around.
Whoa. Trying to
So
get
we-
a catapult. I mean, trying to get them confused. Trying to get the knight along the border.
Yep. But
Oh, I
Tita
see
was-
cloaks. There's a
the
little
cloak.
cloak chain happening along the southeast there.
What we were originally considering is cloaks going onto the water? No, because of the presence of these bombers, those bombers
Yeah.
would absolutely kill those cloaks. Instead, those cloaks are now we have the first signs of the cloak. Unfortunately,
So
now
will
Icy
Icy be able
Inferno's aware.
to find those cloaks and disable them?
That's a
Mm,
kill.
He doesn't have riders. I don't see how. He doesn't have good units to fight the cloaks.
The only thing he's going to be able to do is potentially use this defender, maybe throw it onto the mountain, maybe take a gamble, and unfortunately
Yes.
he finds it.
Yeah.
He does. Look at that. He puts the defender on the mountain, sees the little eyeball, and then sends a knight to finish it off. That's cool.
It's always good to
But
know
it
how
was
to play
tricky.
proper Minesweeper. So now at this
Oh!
point,
And now Icy gets cloaks. I saw that. Oh, there
Yep.
it is.
There it is.
fortunately with the way how everything's going, we're currently at a stalemate, but these defenders are slowly
Yeah.
making their way forward, and that's an absolute lie. That's a 3-chain, making yet another veteran knight. And
But
that's
it
going to
does
allow
feel like a stalemate. They both feel like very evenly matched. The only thing is, again, maybe Titan has more of an income from those high-level markets.
that's an Emperor's Tomb.
Wait, where?
Titan is saying, hey,
There
I
we
have
go.
over 100 stars.
They
They
both
both
have
have
it.
it.
They both have Emperor's Tomb. Shoot.
Both players saved up for that 100 stars.
They have so many stars. I mean, that's what you see with Hoodrick, these high-level sawmills and markets.
That's do you see what's going on right over here? We have knight number 1 weakening this bomber. Knight number 2 not allowing anyone to road on through. They're gonna have to kill 3 units here because we have our cloak dangerously in spot range.
Yeah, that cloak
Of the
can
city.
reach.
The first
Oh!
cloak lands, and it's from Icy.
All right, how's he going to deal with those daggers? I mean, he's got catapults, he's got units, and let's see. Can he clear them out?
Yeah, there's a knight in the back, so I think
Yeah.
he's
3,
good.
4, 5-chain. And then
Yeah,
that's the
and
cloaks
the
of his
cloak back.
own. And immediately, eyeballs are seeing, hey, he needs to get units safely here or else he's about to get hit
Yeah,
with another.
there's another cloak right there waiting in the wings.
But unfortunately, and there it
Ooh.
goes. That's a 5. 6-chain.
Yeah, he got through. Oh, okay. It was a veteran, the archer.
Okay, but he used a defender and a knight to clear the daggers. You don't usually see defenders being used offensively.
Usually you don't, but in this case, there's that bridge we were talking about, removing that port.
Oh, I see the bridge. That's going to allow the knight to come through.
What I would like to be seeing from Icy, it seems redundant, but he needs to get a unit onto this back lake over here, turn that into a bomber, and that'll help clear out any potential cloak. Cloaks and Daggers that's going to be trying to siege the capital. Because at this point, what is T-Tats going to be able to do in order to press? Once we have the solid line,
Oof, what a chain.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Like,
go back.
was
Look at that
10
chain. Look
like
at that.
10 units.
There we go. 1, 2,
Use
3,
the archer to
4,
soften up
5,
and get
6,
through.
7, 8,
9.
9.
Wow.
That is a 9 chain. Oh my goodness. So many stars lost in a single fell swoop. 8 stars. Never had so much more cost efficiency, except on Reddit. That was such an amazing.
Icy actually destroyed the bridge.
No longer wanting that potential counterplay, destroying that bridge. It's now at this point with the economy both players has, might as well act as a drawbridge. And look at this amazing front that's going on, trying to make a big push.
They have so many stars. They have more stars than they know what to do with.
But
they could make a bridge and burn it, make a few of them every time. It doesn't matter.
I like what T-Tat's doing over here, though. We've got a line of catapults starting to form, so that's why these units can't be pushing forward. The end goal is to help defend. Oh, and he's got to be careful. There's a knight right there in the mists.
Got to keep those catapults safe. We saw that on the other side. They were vulnerable. And now it's just an exchange of like daggers and knights, back and forth.
Yes, but this one is going to be much trickier to deal with because look at that. Because these two defenders, this knight is stuck. He's not able to move forward. Able to get himself 2 of the kills. He's not even be able to become a veteran. We've got another knight. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Able to become a veteran.
Oh, so
Juggernaut lands.
Look at that. T-Tat is sieging 2 of Icy's cities. That's a big aggressive push.
This giant.
Philosophy. What?
Smithery.
Smithery?
Let's take a quick look. The tech tree is complete.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you have stars to spare. You just go on a spending spree, pick up all the techs, and get the Tower of Wisdom, right?
Oh, he barely unsieged.
He's having to use these knights to clear out other knights. Oddly enough, needs riders. And unfortunately, he never got that bomber on the back lake just to protect his cities.
Knights coming through.
There's the drawbridge
again. The drawbridge, as you called it, Tolbby.
Yeah.
That's a 1 chain, 2 chain. Bop. Is it just barely going to be enough? 1, 2. It's going to be 1 point short. But look at this massive naval attack. We have another cloak landing on the city of Loik. A lot of daggers on the water.
Dagger boats. Yeah.
Despite the splash damage,
more ports.
Here.
He's making more ports to put units in.
The city is gone. This city gone. This city constantly under siege. I don't think there's anything else Ice can do.
He's converting forests into farms.
Yeah, he burned a forest to make farms and plant a windmill so we could get a higher level market.
It actually serves 2 purposes. Not only is he getting more population, but he's also going to be reducing the defensive bonuses of these daggers.
Yeah, but I really think T-Tat has a stronger position. He just has to last. He just has to outlast him.
At this point, he's
Icy doesn't have units anymore, so his catapults are gone.
Every single one of them is gone. He's trying to push out just a little bit more.
Sieges again with the dagger. He unsieges. Can he unsiege?
Gets the giant push, gets another defender, but unfortunately, he's only playing defense here. Yeah. All of his navy is gone.
Yep. Eye of God. I mean, Tower of Wisdom. Tower of Wisdom.
Oh my goodness. And that's it.
I think that's the longest game that we ever streamed.
Was it 43 turns?
Yeah, 43.
I'm telling you, these tournament games, they can go on for hours. It is an endurance sport for these guys.
It was this game was a 2-hour marathon. So we'll see T-Tat's commentary in a moment. But yeah, it was a 2-hour 2 hour
so
fight.
long. It's just again.
Alrighty.
The
And
endurance.
so
Tell me what happened here. Like, was there a way out for Icy? I agree with Tolbby absolutely that Icy. I think he was a bit too much laser focused on the offense, and he forgot about the defense. And 1 or 2 bombers in the back on this small pond would do a lot of good for him.
all right, where are you thinking? Give me your opinions about Eddie Spark. What are you looking at?
Again, I think in the beginning, that difference between going on the water, that shaped the whole rest of the game. Because Icy went fishing, he went ports. It's interesting what you're saying, Gato, that he didn't go into that pond, in the east. Because if he had set up some bombers there, that might have served him well just from a defensive point of view.
Or even offensive, because like once the cloaks started landing at on Icy's territory, the bombers would actually help them clear the cloaks.
Yeah, and I think Icy could have gone for markets earlier. I mean, that every game I see with Hoodrick, the players who get the markets and the really good market spots over time, it pays off. You got to plan around that. But it's hard. These are live games. These guys have seconds to figure out. You can't sit down and map out. Okay, I'm gonna have my market here.
Yeah. It's not 24
like
hours.
for me, it takes me a long time. But these guys, they got to think fast.
Yep. I would actually still probably agree with the retrospective that was being done. Well, at this point of time, when we have our Juggernaut going around and he's having to make a defense to not lose power onto the water. Unfortunately, the moment right here, it is on turn 29. We currently have 61 stars available. We have almost the entire tech tree. Once you see that your opponent is about to hit you with cloaks, of course, the next thing you need to be doing, which is exactly what he does try to do, is figure out, okay, I need to make sure that not a single one of these cloaks lands. He's able to just barely snipe it in such a beautiful play, but in this case, it's only temporary because we don't know, okay, we didn't see where that cloak came from. Is there another one coming right in behind? At this point, you know, if
there was another one.
There's got to be at least another one, but with all these defenders coming out, being constantly placed right here, with his units constantly being placed right here, that is a telltale sign that we're trying to get a cloak right here. And at that point, the moment that we have 2 units placed here in this night fashion, and I think it's just 1 turn later, right over here on turn 33, this is the moments where, sure, you are rushing out your own cloaks right now, but you need to get a unit here onto the water, put it onto the safe spot that no one can clear, just so you can protect your front city.
Yeah. Yeah, once you see the cloaks coming out, you have to anticipate and find a counter. Or try to block them, try to find them.
Because, unfortunately, and when it came to the end game, as we can see right here, despite getting the markets late, he's ending his turns with 86 stars remaining. So stars is not an issue. It's how are we clearing these daggers? And the combination of 1 knight and a bomber is 100% guaranteed to clear out not only whatever veteran unit ends up on this city, unless it's a swordsman, but it'll also clear out every single one of those daggers right behind.
Yeah, really tough game. Really just a slog in the end, but
in the end, both these players played better than I definitely would have.
Oh,
so this is a beautiful game. I would probably put this as a highlight for probably one of the best games played maybe during this entire tournament, because that was beautiful.
A lot of high-level, smart strategy, micro, planning the Navy, like really high-level play.
But also we have to point out that Tidat had more territory to actually produce his units and defend. So Icy was kind of squashed in on this small island in the middle. So like kudos to him that he actually managed to to hold for that long and attack T-Tut so like viciously. Yeah.
This is definitely an amazing game to show players as an example for anybody can make an amazing comeback, and such a well balanced for both players as well.
Okay, game number 3.
All righty.
Okay. This one does not go 43 turns.
What? Woo, Quetzali! Oh wait, no, it's Hoodrick. All right, let's go.
Okay, I just want to. So, okay, you're going to ask me, like, what do I see? So, I see the host, Shelignac, has a lighthouse spawn, but this can be very tempting to go for the lighthouse. But if you go for the lighthouse, it delays your expansion. So, we'll see how that goes.
Just right over here, you can see just 1, 2, 3, whereas 1, 2, 3, that is a massive difference about where your unit could be if you do go for that lighthouse. So you have to understand about that trade-off that Espark is absolutely bringing up. We do see ourselves this unit here.
The animal means there's probably a village near there.
So we're definitely eyeballing that center, whereas
Shelignac has 2.
Yep, for
Shelignac
T-Tac
has a couple directions they could go. Yep.
All right. Oops. I have alt-tabbed 1 too many times. Without further ado, oh, and of course, just in case anyone's curious, it is absolutely preposterous to get that lighthouse. So, without further ado,
get it later. Get it later.
And we all stand corrected. We immediately get ourselves that lighthouse.
Yeah, I think that's a misplay. That's just my feeling. I think it's a misplay. I think it's better to try to expand. Because we'll see there's a contested village between these two. And if Shelignac had moved, maybe Shelignac could have picked up that contested village.
Possibly, or in fact, helped fight for this village in the first place.
Yeah, but instead choosing the lighthouse, again, it's a trade-off.
But with that, we are able to get a turn 5 mathematics. He has 8 stars a turn. He can get a catapult next turn to start raining down rocks on his opponent. Instead, chooses to go with a warrior and another archer. Makes perfect sense. And with that, we've got a ping fighting for that central city right over here.
Look at this. So, right, T-Tac is going to have 4 cities. There's going to be the contested one, but T-Tac has 4, and Shelignac only has the 2. They're big cities, but they're only 2.
Yep, he's actually doing his border growth in order to help steal that territory. Gets out his first giant. That's a turn 8 giant.
Nice.
And another one.
And that's another one.
Look at those giants. See, that's the thing. Big fat city with a sawmill and 2 giants.
We actually had the potential of moving the warrior over in order to push the giant actually towards the village in order to help secure it. Instead, that giant is now threatening the city of Lolui.
But there's that contested village, they both want it. I think that's going for these contested villages are really important. He keeps them off with the archers. Cannot have that village. And he gets his own sawmill. Is he going to get a giant there?
Is that a border growth? That is for that.
Yeah.
There's a
That's
siege.
an early, easy siege. However, giants versus archers are actually not that great. These archers are going to slowly pick it apart.
It looks like there's an explorer from Ruin in the west. But yeah, like you said, giants versus archers. If you got enough archers, giants are slow. You can take care of them. Oh, he's going to pop a giant with a monument.
Oh, doesn't actually attack with the archer first. Oh, instead, he actually wants to ping the other archer. He says, I don't care about that giant. That giant is slow. That is quite interesting. And right over here, we can immediately see we have these 2 giants ready to apply pressure onto the city. But the contested village is now going to be T-Tats.
Yeah. We'll see.
The power of roads is actually going to deny that.
Ooh, nice.
And he pushes the giant on all the way.
I think Shellynak's going to be able to keep that contested village with the giants sitting on it.
Possibly, but right over here,
T-Tat has three giants.
It has to retreat. Unless he wants to try to sneak a kill and say, you know what? This giant did its part. I'm going to go ahead and trade. Yep, there it goes.
Yeah,
it moves back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With that, now we have 2 catapults pushing forward, so that contested village is actually still contested. Ryder moving forward, getting that vision.
Wait a minute. I see a knight. Hello.
Yep.
Look at that early knight,
Shellynyak.
turn 15. Shellynyak getting ready for that knight chain, but his opponent sees it. Look at this beautiful spacing between all of these units.
There's a siege with the knight, but then, yeah, T-Tat's able to unsiege.
Another knight.
It's another knight. Yeah,
Another knight,
Shellynak's really trying to use. I mean, knights through archers and catapults can be really effective, but if you got giants in the front, then you can't reach the squishy units.
That's a double siege.
Whoa.
2 giants. Knights can't do anything against that. That's 1 kill. But at this point, he actually is going to be needing archers, warriors in order to defend against the knights. But with those catapults,
No, T-Tat's got it.
is that going to be the defend? No, he's just short.
No.
No, actually, he was fine. T-Tat will explain it in.
Okay, we'll hear from T-Tat what was happening here. But really, you just see T-Tat has more control of the board. He has more cities. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here I agree with Espark that this lighthouse at the beginning was nice, but it cost him the expansion, and T-Tat was able to claim this city in the center, and then even deny this city in the northeast, and Shellynyak was kind of locked with those 2 cities, big ones, but yeah.
Economy makes a big difference, but if you don't have the production, it looked like it had almost paid off because he had such a technological advantage.
Yeah, he got those early giants, right? 2 giants really early, border expansion. But yeah, I think the temptation of that early lighthouse makes it not worth it.
And one more point, I think it would have been a better choice to actually get catapults instead of knights, because T-Tat got like 2 or 3 catapults, and he was able to make a push, and those knights together with the giants, they were like kind of hopeless, not doing anything.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A lot of economy going into the wrong things, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well played, T-Tat. Well done.
Yeah. Are we ready for the interview?
Yeah.
Yeah. So T-Tat wasn't able to join us because of the time difference, so it was impossible to kind of have them in person. So I recorded an interview with them. So let's listen to what he said.
Hi T-Tat, nice to meet you. Congratulations on your win in the Hoodrick qualifier. Tell us how the whole qualifier went for you, which stage was the toughest, and who was your most challenging opponent?
It's a very fun tournament. For me, I joined this tournament for fight some game with good opponent. I didn't expect to win. For the top stage, I think in the semifinal with IC. In the first game, I know I got better spawn, and I know he got leg, and I'm very confident that I would win. But then in around turn 14, he put 4 giants into my border with bomber, and yeah, it's hard to defend. But I I know if I can defend it, I win that game. And yeah, I managed to win that game. In the second game, it's an intense one because it takes almost 40 turns and almost 2 hours in real life. And we both got all the tech tea and yeah, infinite equal. And the toughest opponent, I think, in the final. But in the final, I just got 2 spawn win, and yeah, nothing much he can do. And in the second game, I got lucky because he tried to pop giant in the city that I see, but he timed out and he left monument in that city.
Was Hoodrick your first choice? Are they your favorite tribe to play?
It's my favorite type, one of my favorite type, but it's not really my first choice. My first choice is Tursilo, but yeah, in I can't get it, and in the second qualifier, I can only play one type because I don't have much time, and Hoodrick type match my time that I free, so I play Hoodrick. And
one last question before I let you go. Did you prepare a practice before the Hoodrick qualifier?
Before the group stage, I try to practice some games, but it's hard to find a good match in random match because some game they're not that strong and some game they just play semantic that don't help me to practice.
So not much.
Yeah, not that much.
Okay. Thank you, Titat. It was great to talk to you. Good luck in the November face-off, and hopefully we'll see you in December in Stockholm. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Titat. He answered your question, Tolbby. Actually, it was time that let him win this last game. So maybe not win, but like kind of turn the tide. So Šelinjak timed out, and that was the reason why he did not giant push in this contested town.
Yep.
Yeah, and also like good points from Titat. So he kind of planned for this offensive from Icy in this first game. Like we heard, he saw those giants and he was kind of confident that he can manage all those sieges, and Icy was a bit maybe too swift to attack. And in this 40 40 turn game, it was back and forth. But here in this game that we are watching, I would disagree with Titat. So he made really good choices, especially this thing that Espark mentioned, the expansion, and then with the catapults. So I think Šelinjak was kind of following Icy's way. He was hoping, for the kind of like a Hail Mary moment to actually wipe out all Titat's catapults. But this did not happen, and the game was won by Titat. Any comments from you?
I've got no comments on my end. Honestly, I thought he played this very, very well, very perfectly. Didn't rush into anything, including even all the way like on this late game. Just this double siege, just applying a lot of pressure on the opponent. So it's just that's on this shorter game. But of course, we saw his skill in maneuvering and his defensive play in a 43 turn game against Icy Inferno. No, I don't have any questions about his skill as Hoodrick at all. I look forward to seeing. I look forward to seeing how he performs in the World Championship.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was, again, a combination of luck, like some good spawns, getting more access to map, and then, but knowing what to do with it, knowing what to do with the decent spawn, how to convert that to your advantage, get the markets, get the catapults, get the giants, putting it all together.
Yeah, and especially that he did not play much before this tournament, so it's the story with Dreamlander here is a bit similar, that they kind of went in to those qualifications without much preparation. Yeah, and they kind of took the wins. So yeah, like, kudos to them.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well played.
Yeah, so that's all for tonight. I hope you had good time with us. Yeah, the qualifications, it's now it's Chinchi, Vengir, Imo, and what I'm missing? One more? Yeah, Luxor. So we will cover them in the coming two weeks. So yeah, stay tuned, and there will be more poly action on the channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you, commentators, for commentating. I hope to see you in the future. Yeah, and good luck, everyone who is still in the tournament.
Okay,
it's always a pleasure.
Thanks
See you all
for
again
having
next
us.
week.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Good night.